What's good, y'all? MindOfReese back with another video, man. Playoff season is approaching. Playoff season is basically here, man. I mean, most people don't consider the play in the playoffs, which is not. So that's what we have to talk about. We have to talk about the play-in. This is not going to be a playoff prediction video. I'm going to be doing that video at the end of the week after we know who the play-in teams are. So this is just a prediction for the play-in, the 4 game. Well, we actually got 6 games, but the 6 games that we're going to get. And let's get right into it, man. So the first matchup we got is the Charlotte Hornets versus the Indiana Pacers, the 9 seed versus the 10 seed in the East. I'm going to be honest, this game is kind of a toss-up, but I'm going to go with the Pacers because the Hornets have not been on much of a losing streak, but within their past 10 games, they've lost, I believe, about 70%. And, I'm not good with math, so I probably shouldn't be throwing percentages out there. But when I say that, you get the gist of what I'm saying. They lost a hell of a lot of games within their last 10. And obviously, I'm not saying the Pacers have been on some kind of win streak. It's just I have more faith in the Pacers. I have more faith in the Pacers and their talent. Plus, I would much rather want to see the Pacers. But biased aside, I do have the Pacers winning over Charlotte. But the thing about the play-in, man, this is not a series. With a series, more than likely, you know who the best team is. You know who the better team is because the better team always comes out with the win. One game, anything can happen. It's kind of like the NFL playoffs, man. One and done. So you got to bring your best on that night. And I believe that's actually the first playing game that we're getting on Tuesday at 6:30. So I got the Pacers moving on against the Hornets, which means the Hornets are out. The Pacers move on to play the winner of the loser of the 7th, 8th seed play-in the East. And we might as well get into that game right now, which is the Washington Wizards versus the Boston Celtics. I'm going with the Wizards in this matchup. Obviously, unfortunately, the Boston Celtics are going to be missing Jaylen Brown. Celtics have been dealing with injuries all season, man. This team has not been able to click the way people expected. I mean, I personally didn't expect them to be title contenders, but I expected them to be better than they were. And like I said, injuries, affected them a lot. They did trade for Evan Fournier at the trade deadline. So hopefully, with Jaylen Brown gone, this is a chance for him to step up and do something. Hopefully we'll get more out of Kemba Walker, who I personally feel like he hasn't been himself. But again, he's been dealing with injuries as well. The Wizards have been arguably the hottest team in the league within the past month and a half. And I feel like that's going to continue to excel them right into the playoffs against the Boston Celtics, which means the Wizards would then be the 7th seed who would play the Brooklyn Nets in the first round. Also, since I brought up the fact that the Boston Celtics don't have Jaylen Brown, the Wizards have Bradley Beal, but I think it's clear he's not 100%, which sucks because of how hot the Wizards have been to even get a chance at a play-in. So hopefully, we can see the real deal Bradley Beal for the playoffs because I would love that. But if Bradley Beal isn't 100% and he can't really make as much as an impact on the game as he usually does, I'm not sure the way this game is going to go. But I'm still taking the Wizards. I'm not changing my pick. I'm not trying to, say, oh, well, he wasn't healthy, so, it can go either way. Fuck that. Taking the Wizards. Moving on to the West, the 9-10 matchup, the Grizzlies versus the Spurs. The San Antonio Spurs they've won 2 of their last 10 games. Now, I'm not going to bag on the Spurs for that because that is a testament to their schedule. They played the Suns back-to-back. They played the Sixers. They played the Bucks. They played the Nets. They played the Knicks. I feel like it's another team I'm forgetting. But they played the Jazz. If I'm not mistaken, I think they played the Jazz twice. I'm not sure. But the only team they played that was not in the playoffs within that 10-game span was the Sacramento Kings. So I'm not going to bag on them too much. But momentum is a thing, bro, in sports, and especially leading into a big game like this, where you just have to win one game or you're gone. The Grizzlies don't necessarily have hot momentum, but they were on a 5-game win streak before they lost that game against the Golden State Warriors to put them at the 9 seed. They won 6 of their last 10 games. So I'm going with the Grizzlies. To be honest, whether the Spurs were on a win streak or not, I was going to go with the Memphis Grizzlies. This team has overperformed this year, to be quite honest. Jaren Jackson is coming into form after coming back from an injury. He's not really, coming back at a slow pace after all the time he took off. I would hope not. But I'm going with the Grizzlies. I think they're the more talented team. But like I said, that doesn't necessarily guarantee them a win in a win or go home situation. But I'm definitely going to go with the Grizzlies for this matchup, which means the Grizzlies will move on to play the loser of the 7-8 seed, which is probably the most anticipated. It's the most anticipated matchup of the play-in, which is the Los Angeles Lakers versus the Golden State Warriors. Steph versus LeBron, part 5. Man, I can't wait for this game, bro. This has to be the primetime game. This has to be the 9 o'clock game. Jesus, this game is going to be so exciting. I'm so glad I don't have to work the day this game comes on. Oh, my God. I'm going to be glued in with a whole pint of fucking ice cream watching this shit. That's why I got this now. But that's besides the point. So it comes down to this, man. LeBron and AD versus Steph Curry. No disrespect to Draymond Green. No disrespect to Andrew Wiggins. No disrespect to anybody on the Golden State Warriors. They are clicking right now. They're doing very well. But Steph Curry is the human torch right now, and he's carrying that team. The Lakers have the best duo in the NBA. It's that simple. Now, something you do have to worry about is LeBron's health, because LeBron came back from that injury. He didn't really look that great. Then he got hurt again. And in the last game, apparently it looked like he might have tweaked something, but he said he was fine. That's LeBron. He's going to say he's fine. We don't know if he's fine or not. But what we do know about LeBron is that in important games, he ramps it up at a superhuman-like level to the fact, where did this come from? Like, he has it, but when he does it out of nowhere, knowing what's at stake, it's still shocking. Like, I still can't understand it. But I think AD is going to have to carry a lot of the load in this game. Now, can he eat against the Golden State Warriors bigs? Absolutely. I believe he can. But if Golden State has a scheme to get physical with AD, I personally believe AD isn't the guy to carry a team. But if you need him to carry a team for one game, I believe he could do it. It's no mistake, man. I'm going with the Lakers. I don't think the Golden State Warriors are going to be able to overcome LeBron and AD. It's going to take two things. A phenomenal performance from Steph Curry, which is 100% possible at this point, and LeBron not being LeBron. If LeBron isn't LeBron and Steph Curry performs phenomenally, Golden State has a chance to win, unless the Lakers offense and, the Lakers role players just step up and pick up where LeBron left off. But I got the Lakers winning this, which means then going back to the East, the Indiana Pacers will go on to play the Boston Celtics to decide the 8th seed, and I'm actually going to go with the Pacers here. I don't trust the Boston Celtics, man. I don't trust the Boston Celtics. I don't think they're going to be able to get it done. I feel like it would suck to see them miss the playoffs, because I want to see Jason Tatum in the playoffs. You want to see the best players in the playoffs. But, hell, I would like to see Domantas Sabonis in the playoffs as well. So I'm not saying that's the reason I'm picking the Pacers. I'm just throwing that out there. Domantas Sabonis is very underrated, and he's performed well this season, especially within the last month or two. Shout out Domantas Sabonis. But he's actually averaged a triple-double, I believe, in the last month. Anyway, I'm taking the Pacers over the Boston Celtics, man. I could be wrong, obviously. It's a one-game situation. But I trust the Pacers right now more than the Boston Celtics, which, do I have is it a huge reason to, like, oh, the Pacers have done this to where, the Boston Celtics haven't done this? I'm gonna be honest. No. It's not something, it's not a huge gap. It's just you have to pick a team, right? That's what I'm here to do the prediction. I have to pick a team. So I'm going with the Indiana Pacers over the Boston Celtics. What team would I like to see win? The Boston Celtics. But I think I'm going to trust the Pacers more in this situation, which means the Pacers will move into the 8th seed to play the 76ers in the first round. And moving back to the West, we have the Golden State Warriors versus the Memphis Grizzlies. Rematch from the last game of the season between those two teams. And I'm going with Golden State again. Golden State is probably going to handle their business. They almost did not handle their business in the last game against Memphis, so hopefully we get another great game between them. Memphis almost, cooked up a comeback against the Golden State Warriors, but I don't see that happening again. I don't, lightning usually doesn't strike twice. So I see Golden State handling business here, or, maybe lightning doesn't strike twice and Golden State doesn't escape with a W. Who knows? But I got Golden State winning, moving into the 8th seed to play the Utah Jazz in the first round. So playoffs are set. Utah Jazz in the first round will go up against the Golden State Warriors. Phoenix Suns will go up against the Los Angeles Lakers. Denver Nuggets will go up against the Portland Trail Blazers. And 4 and 5 Los Angeles Clippers will go up against my Dallas Mavericks. I will be previewing that in the video. We want all the smoke. And in the East, let me. And in the East, first seed 76ers go up against the 8th seed Indiana Pacers. 2 seed Brooklyn Nets will go up against the 7th seed, Washington Wizards, which is, Nets are going to wash them, but it's going to be fun seeing Harden, KD, and Russ all in a series together, to be honest. The 3-seeded Bucks are going up against the 6-seeded Miami Heat, a rematch from the second round last year. I don't think the Miami Heat going to be able to pull it off again, but, we'll see. Like I said, I'll get into that with the playoff predictions video. And the 4 and 5, man, the Atlanta Hawks versus the New York Knicks, which I think when it comes to even matchups and the entire playoffs first round, this is the most even matchup. And it's hard to decide who's going to come out with this. Going to love to see Trae Young in the playoffs. Happy for the Knicks, they back in the playoffs doing their thing. They playing as a great team. That can go either way. I would love a great 7-game series between those two, man. But that's it for the play-in prediction. What's your play-in prediction? Leave it in the comments below. Make sure you leave before the games come on. But you niggas be capping. But leave it in the comments below. Leave a like on the video and hit the subscribe button for more basketball videos, movie reviews, TV reaction, other reactions, music video reactions, all of it. I'm in my bag. Let's go. And hit the notification bell so you know when those videos come out. And so you know when the playoff prediction video come out later this week. But until then, peace.